Welcome to the Weekly Dose Woo, where we keep track of the woo so that you do not have to. This week is the new moon in Aries, and it is a great time, an amazing time to let the inspo flow, to get really into new ideas and new adventures, and don't let anything hold you back. Your imagination should be your guide. But a lot of people, when they have a bunch of ideas and inspiration, especially if you are neurospicy like moi, it's which one of these do I follow? How do I navigate this aspect of what is going on with me? And the easiest way to do that is to follow your intuition. And you're following your intuition not towards the idea, but the idea that aligns with your values. And it's an amazing thing that people don't really think about with intuition, that when they are aligned with their values, their intuition will be easier. And figuring out what those values are is important for your life and to make sure your life is being lived authentically, but also so that your intuition isn't getting confused and you're filled with self-doubt of like, is that really what I'm meant to do? Maybe that's a bad idea. Oh my God, what if people judge me? One, if people judge you, they're not worth your time. Two, the only person you should be hard on is yourself, and really you should be giving yourself grace during this period. So values are what is important to you. And there is an intensive that I do that we go through the whole process of figuring out what your values are. And most of the time, people are shocked to hear that your business values align with your personal values. There's a lot of overlap in that Venn diagram. And it's really unexpected for a lot of people. And they're like, no, my business values should be completely different. They're not. They're not. Another big thing about values is how many. Some people treat it like a list of demands they have on their life. 0 out of 10, do not recommend. It's not meant to be a huge list, but it's also not meant to be like 2 things. If it is 2 things, God bless you. You're simple. I love it. Follow that minimalist lifestyle. I am a maximalist. There will be a list. If you could not tell, I'm a maximalist. There will be a list. So a big thing to understand is what's manageable. What are you overthinking in the size of your list? So there's not one supreme number that works for everybody. And if your list is like 20, oh my God, when do you sleep? The other thing is, if it's 20, which ones are super close that they're like friends, that they could hold hands, that they're really meant to be together? So a good example of that for me is honesty and integrity hold hands in my values. And so honesty and integrity go underneath the umbrella of authenticity. So one of my values is being offensively authentic. May everyone choke on my sparkle. And then honesty and integrity fall underneath that. So it's just one. That's just one value. And then that's the definition of the value, is honesty, integrity, and being authentic to me, myself, my intuition, my connection to the universe, and my values. And so that's just one. And so when people listen, they're like, authentic and integrity and honesty. For you, do those hold hands? And if so, how? And then structure your value so that it feels really natural to you. The first time I did this exercise was, like a decade ago. And I Frankensteined all of it. I kept trying to like make things hold hands just to make my list shorter and more cohesive, because some coach once in business said you should only have 5 values or 5 bullet points on a freaking website. And so I was like, it has to be 5. So I Franken-valued everything. And when I looked back and read it, every time I look back and read it, I do this every year. I reassess my values every single year. And I was like, oh my God. Person who wrote those was a hot mess. And okay. All the values were lovely, but the fact that I crammed them all in together to make just 5 was not wise. I have probably 10 on my current list, and they're all very me, and they're all very overlapping with my business and my personal life and how I want to be seen by the world and how I want to see myself are all very big parts of it. And it's what is important to you. And some people, that's faith. And that's not a big one for me, but it's a big one for a lot of people, that faith. And that can be faith in religion, in spirituality, in their family. All of that matters. I put a lot into, one of mine is woo, like all the woo-woo, all the woo-woo. A value of mine is using my intuition with tarot and astrology and dowsing rods and healing stones and herbs. All of that goes into the woo-woo, which makes me so happy. So that is a little taste about values that comes up as we are working on this. And your values need to align with you. The list can be as long or as short as you want. And remember, when you come to the weekly dose of woo, which is the screen that's right here, and then this is the separate recording, hello universe, that you get access to the practical exercise that we do once we hit stop on the separate recording. So go forth, be the hero of your own story, and I look forward to seeing you next week.